Okay, you've heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. I hope I keep you ahead of the curve. Looks like we're already heading into record-breaking cold this coming weekend. It says prepare for the snow in May, Ohio weather forecast. There won't be a ton of accumulation, but there will be snow this weekend in northeast Ohio. Another article says freeze warning issued for northeast Ohio Friday. Temps could plummet into the 20s. To the 20s, it says. Just when you thought spring was finally here, Mother Nature decided that she had other plans for northeast Ohio. The National Weather Service has issued a freezing warning. Temperatures are expected to drop down below 20. Frost and freeze conditions could kill crops and other vegetation and possibly damage unprotected outdoor plumbing. I kind of wondered how this May would go. If you've been following me since last May, I would definitely wondered how this May would go. It looks like we're going to have record-breaking temperatures. If you've seen my last video, this isn't a surprise to me, and it looks like we're going to have to brace for an even colder winter. Very, very likely. You've seen the data in the last video. Extreme Mother's Day weekend, record cold into the south, snow in the northeast, potential New England bomb cycle, they're calling it. Extreme weather pattern is setting up for Mother's Day weekend. Dozen of daily records will fall in the Great Lakes, east and south. A frost is possible as far as south as parts of the Carolinas and southeast this weekend.
Just a couple minutes ago, another food distribution event at the Greater Pittsburgh Community Food Bank got underway.
Some wet snow is likely Friday night and Saturday in the interior northeast. This could include rare May lake effect snow in some of the Great Lakes. Low pressure, that's interesting, could undergo bombogenesis along New England coast. I've been talking a lot with regards to CO2, which is fractional. It's very apparent that it may have an effect. May pressure records could be set along the New England coast in northern Canada. An extreme weather pattern is setting up for Mother's Day weekend that will shatter dozens of temperature records, ring out strange May snow in the interior northeast, and possible set May pressure records both in parts of New England and northern Canada. This weather pattern could grab the attention of meteorologists in the middle of winter, much less the second weekend of May. So this would be a surprising thing in the middle of winter, let alone right now. And it's surprising them. This is because it's an understudied science, and this has largely gone under observed. There's people that actually studied in this area that are missing this. I didn't study in this area. My sciences were hard sciences.
You know, last week we saw these lines stretch for miles.
Basically, the jet stream will resemble a white-knuckle ride on a roller coaster, blocking high pressure near Greenland and another omega block of high pressure bulging northward from the west coast of the U.S. to the Arctic Ocean. Northeast of Alaska will work together to force the jet stream to take a sharp southern plunge over the Great Lakes and northeast.
Miles. There were so many people. This is the same exact situation. Look at this.
Okay, in Spanish, okay. Since this one is kind of like molly looking, we'll see if it'll plant right now. There are several parts of this pattern that could be record-setting. Okay, so we have record-setting cold already. We have to expect this coming winter. Now's the time to prepare. You know what kind of problems you can have in record-setting cold. Let's start getting ready now. The Weather Channel meteorologist Jim Cantor noted temperatures in the mid-level of the atmosphere for meteorologists. The 500 millibar level could reach minus 40 degrees Celsius in Fahrenheit over the Great Lakes this weekend, a first anywhere in the U.S. in May, according to the data from the NOAA Storm Prediction Center dating to the mid-20th century. Secondly, intensifying low pressure in the northeast may become a bomb cyclone. There it is, low pressure. A drop in the storm's central pressure by at least 24 millibars in 24 hours or less by the time it moves into the Gulf of Maine on Saturday. The storm could be strong enough to set all-time May pressure records along the Maine coast. according to data compiled by David Roth, a meteorologist at NOAA Weather's Prediction Center. If it wasn't enough, Roth noted, the strength of high pressure over the Canadian Arctic could set May high pressure records there. Interesting, something I might have missed. I'll have to look over later. Forecast snow and wind. As the frontal system moves through the Ohio Valley and northeast on Friday, the air will be just cold enough to produce some wet snow in parts of the interior by Friday afternoon into Friday night. On Saturday, snow possible, heavy, is expected to continue in parts of northern New England, particularly in Maine, as the intense potential bomb cycle wraps moisture into sufficiently cold air. The best chance of accumulating snow will be over the higher terrain, but even lower elevations, down to the valley floors, could have a bit wet snow. The heaviest snow accumulations are expected in the high country of northern New England, where over 6 inches of wet, heavy snow is possible. As the snow intensifies, strong winds on Saturday, potentially lasting into Sunday morning, combined with the weight of the wet snow, could trigger power outages and lead to some tree damage, particularly in New England, northern New England.
So this whole line just started since 11 o'clock.
As if it wasn't strange enough, for the second weekend of May, some lake effect snow bands may set up for a time on Saturday, downwind of the eastern Great Lakes. Lake effect snow is quite rare at this time of the year for two reasons. First, as we progress deeper into spring, the sun is higher in the sky, so temperatures typically warm up too much to generate to any snow, particularly during the day. Secondly, the Great Lakes are usually relatively cold from the past winter, and therefore it's more difficult to generate enough of a temperature difference between the lake and the air above it that would manufacture lake snow bands. In addition to that, some thunder snow is possible.
Now each car will receive 1 box of food
With intense snow squalls on Saturday. The NWS office in Brigantine, New York, noted in a Wednesday forecast discussion, these could lead to abrupt reductions in visibility that could make driving dangerous. Friday's forecast record cold. On Friday, the stronger cold front will sweep across the Midwest east, making it feel more like late March than early May. High temperatures will be 10 to 25 degrees below average Friday into Mother's Day weekend. Highs will only be in the 40s in most areas from the upper Midwest to the Great Lakes and interior Northeast on Friday. Much of the Northeast will stay in the 40s on Saturday. Some locations in the northern Great Lakes and in the higher elevations of interior Northeast might not get out of the 30s. Low temperatures will be downright cold for Mother's Day weekend. Even parts of the South, lows in the 30s, will plunge into parts of Carolinas and Tennessee Valley, including Nashville, Tennessee, where the average low this time of year is in the mid-50s. Early morning temperatures in the 20s are expected in the Great Lakes, Ohio Valley, and parts of the interior Northeast. And we're just planning it all at once. Late season cold air might harm. And it goes on to talk about how it's going to affect the vegetation in this early spring, and we're going to see how that unfolds. I appreciate you watching, and as I said before, let's start preparing not just for this, but the record cold that will almost absolutely come in the winter.
Fresh seed? This is a fresh seed. I took it out from the pepper I cooked.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's neat. Good idea. Did you check on that other seed?
Yeah.
The tomato?
Yeah, it's not doing anything new.
It's no good? So we're definitely dealing with frost, probably all the way till, do you remember the date? April, end of mid-June.
Yeah.
So that's going to be an issue. So we're using bags to prevent the frost from creating any damage. Now this is the early start. We still want to put some spuds in the ground, get some long beans down. So this is where we're at. I hope you got something going on as well. Like I said, definitely going to get some spuds in. Potatoes sound like a good idea.
Police will be there to direct traffic, and you can certainly see from those chopper shots how big the need in our area is right now.
Well, after the delisting of yesterday's video, we're trying a new tack here with your Honey Badger update. We're going to be featuring the 10 best kitten videos of 2020 plus 5 mascara tips you won't believe, featuring Mittens today.